Hello. Sorry.
Oh, wow, Chris is here. Chris, we're on the air. We're on the air.
Oh, I'm so sorry for being late.
That is, yeah. Oh, this is literally the first thing. I was about to say hello, and he just popped in. You're like, hello, hello. All right, what's up, man? How we doing?
So I'm finishing up the newsletter for Fantasy
figured.
Football today. So
I figured as much.
hence my
Chris is
lateness.
active. Chris is active today. The inactives are coming in right now at 11:30. Chris is active, ready to rock and roll. Let's see. Andy Dalton is inactive. Carson Wentz and Jonathan Taylor are activo. And let's answer some questions. We've got an hour and a half to get your lineup set. We'll get into some topics and players we like and players we don't like. I'm just going to say a name. Player I like, Odell Beckham. Big fan of Beckham this week. Chris, give me one player you really like.
One player I really like for this week. Gosh, Adam, I like so many players, and you've put me on the spot, and now I can't think of anyone because this is what happens. Chuba Hubbard.
Okay, Chuba Hubbard. There we go.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a big game.
Kyle Pitts or Robert Tonyan?
Robert Tonyan over Kyle Pitts, but Kyle Pitts over Robert Tonyan.
Yes, Kyle Pitts is the answer. Deontay Johnson or Jacoby Myers? PPR.
Deontay.
All right.
Yeah, always Deontay.
DeAndre Swift is active. Dalvin Cook is active. Jamison Crowder is active. Right. I see everybody here is getting along in the chat room, answering questions for each other. That is fine. Go ahead, Chris.
Crowder is kind of an interesting sleeper. I don't know if I would trust him in any of my year-long leagues, but he figures to be the starting slot from what I would assume.
Yeah.
I think that could be a valuable role.
Yeah, I mean, who's the best? Well, I guess we'll have to say Corey Davis, I think, but who's the second best wide receiver in that game? Titans, Jets.
I think it's probably Jamison Crowder. I don't know. I have no idea what the hierarchy is going to look like in Tennessee at wide receiver. They do have Anthony Firkser is back from injury, so maybe he'll be more involved. But yeah, I have no idea. I mean, we thought Josh Reynolds was going to be the number 3. I don't think he has a target this season. I'm not sure if he's played a snap.
I think he played in week 1.
Yeah.
And was inactive the next 2 weeks. Or maybe, no, you know what? I might be confusing him with Anthony Firkser. That's definitely the case with Firkser. Reynolds played week 2.
Okay, yeah. So he hasn't been part of their game plan at all. And it was Chester Rogers early in the season who caught a couple of touchdowns. So I don't know what to make of it. Your best bet is to avoid it, including Ryan Tannehill.
This could be a 22 pass attempt game for Ryan Tannehill. And I really, I'm going to take a second here to adjust my FanDuel lineup because I really think you should get Derrick Henry in your lineup. This could be one of those 3 touchdown games for Henry. You don't want to miss those games. All right.
Yeah, he is my number 1 RB this week and number 1 overall non-QB.
Makes sense. And we should talk about tight ends because there are some sleepers that have emerged, although it looks like Kittle is going to play. Full PPR, start 1, Zach Moss, Tim Patrick, or Brandon Ayuk. And that changes. I mean, I would have said Ayuk without Kittle playing, but since it looks like he's going to play, who would you go with? Moss, Patrick, or Ayuk? Patrick? Okay.
Yeah.
Gaskin or Myers in PPR?
Gaskin.
Okay. I think I might gamble on Myers here. I think they're going to have to throw close to 40 times. I think they're going to have no ground game, playing from behind. Boy, the Bucs secondary is beat up. It's a mess.
Yeah.
And
I could definitely see all of that.
I'm only stopping on this question because last night doing the Ask FFT on Twitter, I think Jacoby Myers was probably the player I got the most questions about. Ultimately, I didn't end up recommending him all that much, but I'm a little more optimistic than I was last night. I don't know. Nothing's really changed.
I mean, I've got him as wide receiver 35. The problem is it's just in this offense. I mean, 1, he has never scored a touchdown in the NFL, which is wild.
Right.
And 2, just in this offense, like I think they could throw a lot, but I don't think the chances of scoring a touchdown are all that great. So you're hoping for 6 for 75, which is fine, but with a limited chance of scoring a touchdown, I think, based on the offense and his history, it just makes it hard for me to rank him too high,
Okay. Yeah. No, I understand that for sure. All right, here we go. Jalen Waddle or Tim Patrick?
Jalen Waddle.
Antonio Brown or Odell Beckham?
I have Odell Beckham as a top 20 wide receiver this week.
Oh, so yeah, all right. We definitely like Beckham, but I mean Brown might also be great. But let's go Beckham here. Also, it's cool to pick a question with just initials there. Beckham, Gaskin, Hines, Moss. This is standard scoring, and we need 2.
I think in standard scoring, I would go with Beckham and man, is it Moss? Standard? Gosh, I don't know.
I'm going Moss. I think Moss has a good chance this week. Sorry, I'm just looking at some more inactives.
I would go with Gaskin
to score a late touchdown. So, against Houston, they're like 17-point favorites. Okay,
that's what you're hoping for from any of these guys, really.
Let's get Allen Robinson or Deontay Johnson here. Oh, well, let me come back to this after you answer it.
Man, I have Robinson ranked. Actually, no, I have Deontay ranked higher.
All right, let's talk about Allen Robinson and David Montgomery against Detroit here with Justin Fields at quarterback. What are your expectations?
Better than last week.
Okay.
For sure. It's hard to be much worse, although I think we've seen with the Bears that anytime you expect it can't get worse, there is always a lower point that they can dig to. I don't know. I have Robinson as a top 30 wide receiver. I have Montgomery as a top 20 running back. I think I would have a hard time sitting them, although I am sitting Robinson in at least a few spots where I'm deep at wide receiver. But I think it's 1.5 games that we've seen with Fields. I have questions about less about Fields' readiness and more about Matt Nagy's willingness to take advantage of what Fields brings to the table as a quarterback, but they have to be better than they have last year. We've seen Allen Robinson produce in some crappy quarterback situations. Montgomery, I think, is still going to get a ton of work, so I would probably lean towards starting both.
Okay. Should I have started James Robinson over David Montgomery? Because I didn't.
I would have. I had. Robinson higher.
Yeah. Okay. Should I ask you then?
15 to 17. Yeah.
Heineke or Tannehill?
Heineke.
Tyler Lockett or David Montgomery?
Lockett.
Zach Moss, Tim Pat. Oh, we did that one. You said Patrick. Okay. Curtis Samuel, Jacoby Myers, Jalen Waddle. Pick 2, half-point PPR. Who are you sitting?
Make sure Curtis Samuel is rostered in every league. If he's available in your league, go get him because I think there's big upside in this offense. I don't think there's any way you can start him week 1. We don't know what the role is going to be. We don't know how much he's going to play. So I want to see Curtis Samuel. I'm very excited about him, but I need to see him before I put him in my lineup.
Who would you start, Trey Sermon or Jalen Waddle? Half PPR.
Probably Sermon.
Good. That's what I did. It's me and Heath sharing the team. Heath didn't get back to me, so we're going with Sermon. It's your fault if we get it wrong. Samuel, by the way, 49% roster, was 45% on Friday. Now it's 49%. You got to figure out a way.
Should be 100%. He was top 5 in the NFL in air yards in 2019, the last time he played under Ron Rivera. I think there is a chance that he is really, really productive in this offense.
Okay, who are we starting? Odell Beckham or Allen Robinson? That's Beckham, right?
Beckham, yes.
Noah Fant or Dalton Schultz?
I think I have Fant 1 spot higher.
And Matthew Stafford or Jalen Hurts?
Matthew Stafford.
And go Yankees. And let me tell you something. That's what he said, not me. If Chris gets everything wrong today, you should know that he was right about one thing he said last week. Robbie Ray's pants. I've never seen anything tighter than that. Unbelievable.
It's him, or have you seen Walker Buehler lately?
No, I haven't.
They seem to be having a competition of who can wear tighter pants. Everyone's winning.
Everyone, yeah, it's wild. It's wild. Gibson or Zeke, RB2? Zeke.
Yes.
Are we playing Tyler Lockett as usual? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know he's a little banged up, but he's Lockett. He's all right. Gibson or Hubbard? Now that's a better one. Gibson, Zeke, that was easy. Gibson, Hubbard is harder.
Yeah, and I would go with Gibson.
Okay.
Although I could see a situation like it's just going to come down to whether Hubbard is the guy in the passing game because we know they're going to throw the ball to the running backs. And if he's getting 5, 6 or more targets, he's going to have a really, really good game.
Yeah, and I think the Cowboys are going to score a decent amount here.
Yes.
All right. PPR, Fant, Sermon, or Lockett. And by the way, that obviously means more passes for Darnold, more catches for Hubbard. Fant, Sermon, or Lockett, PPR.
I'm still going with Lockett. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I really haven't moved him down very much. He's still a top 10 wide receiver for me this week.
I think his start percentage right now is high 80s, and I wonder if that's going to go up a little bit as people are setting their lineups in the next hour. So I'm surprised we've had so many Lockett questions because I feel like he's, I think you have to treat him as a must start. Right. This question, a lot of people have questions like this. A lot of people have problems like this. I myself have a few leagues where I'm starting wide receivers. I can't believe I'm starting. Not quite going to Olamide Zaccheaus or Nick Westbrook-Akina just yet, but I considered Westbrook in one league. Who would you go with, Nick Westbrook-Akina or Olamide Zaccheaus?
Zaccheaus, but they're both very low end.
And streaming tight ends this week, Knox or Brate?
I would go with OJ Howard.
Really?
But among Knox or Brate, I would go with Knox.
Knox. Okay. Why Howard over Brate?
I just think he's a better player. I think they'll both see the field a decent amount, but I have more faith in Howard to be a productive receiver.
Yeah, everybody seems to be going Brate. It was interesting. I thought about that as well.
Yeah, I mean, Brate did play more snaps last week, but how that plays out with Gronk out is, a different question, I think.
Sure. Okay, Amari Cooper, Christian Kirk, or Antonio Brown, PPR? Cooper, right?
Yeah, Cooper.
Yeah, look, he's got 2 terrible games in a row.
Yeah.
I think he's started in about 85% of leagues as of right now, but
I can't imagine sitting him. The track record's too good. Yeah, 2 bad games, but that's fine.
Stafford or Kirk Cousins?
Stafford. I think he's QB 6 for me this week.
I don't know how the hell I'm going to get Derrick Henry in this lineup. I have no money to spend here. And I love that hashtags. Ask FFT, ask Daniel Jones, ask Adam to ask Daniel Jones. Good stuff. Daniel Jones, 1 interception in his last 9 games. Okay, well, let's first do
He hasn't fumbled, or he hasn't lost a fumble yet this year.
He hasn't, yeah.
I'm not sure if I think he had 1 fumble.
Yes, he definitely had a fumble. I think he definitely had a fumble. Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Trey Sermon, PPR?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Golladay,
Sermon is like 30th at running back for me.
He's so interesting, though. He's
theoretically
he's going to score. It's a lock.
Probably.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't know how devoted they are to him. I could see him being right back to barely playing as soon as Elijah Mitchell's healthy.
Yeah.
They took him off the field a lot on 3rd down last week. They took him a lot off the field just regularly anyway for Kyle Juszczyk. So, I don't know. He has to score a touchdown, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Kenny Golladay, Devontae Smith, Corey Davis, PPR.
I think I have Devontae Smith ranked highest out of this group. I have 1 spot higher than Kenny Golladay, yes. This
is my last week where I'm just sort of trusting Devontae Smith. I'm not saying it's the last week I'm going to start him. I might have to. Yeah. But, look, Jalen Hurts, we expect a lot. Start of the week, high-scoring game, hopefully. And just kind of betting on Devontae Smith to come through here.
I mean, he's been the unquestionable number 1 wide receiver there. Number 1 target, really. He's got 40% of their air yards. Like 26% target share. There's no question that he is the top guy in the passing game. It's just the questions that we had coming into the season about whether that would be enough are still there.
All right, how about this one? Allen Robinson, Jacoby Myers, or Corey Davis? Pick one in half PPR. Yeah, you're going to start George Kittle. We expect him to play.
Yep, I would start George Kittle and still Allen Robinson for me.
Okay. Trey Sermon or Melvin Gordon PPR?
Melvin Gordon, I think. No, Trey Sermon.
All right. I'm so curious to see the Broncos running back. They're getting a lot of carries, those two, every week, you know.
Yeah, but it's like if they don't score a touchdown right now, because they're not getting a lot of targets. So
right. Oh no, I don't want to start them. But this is the first game that they're not going to just win easily. If they've played 3 of the worst teams in football.
They're both outside of my top 30 so far, or right now.
Start 2 in PPR: Michael Pittman, Antonio Brown, Kenny Golladay, or Myles Gaskin.
I think this would be Gaskin and Brown for me.
Okay.
I know it would be Gaskin and Brown for me.
Just getting a lot of repeats here. Daniel Jones. Oh, good job. Curtis Samuel or Emmanuel Sanders rest of season, half PPR.
These are 2 of my favorite sleepers from the preseason, and Sanders has been used how I expected and hoped, but I would go with Curtis Samuel. I think there's more upside there.
Miles Sanders or Chuba Hubbard?
Chuba.
Fournette or Gaskin?
Fournette.
Okay.
I think he's most likely to see an increase in receptions and targets with Giovanni Bernard out.
Saquon or Jonathan Taylor rest of season?
That would be Saquon for me.
I think that would be Taylor for me. Yeah, it would be. Allen Robinson, Kenny Golladay, Cordarrelle Patterson, Will Fuller, pick 2.
That would be Cordarrelle and Allen Robinson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Robinson, I think, is easy to go with there. Kenny Golladay is
not easy.
Compared to these turds, Golladay, his star percentage right now is about 20%. Just hard to trust him.
I think he's going to be fine for the most part. I'm not that worried about him.
This week or in general?
In general, but also, I mean, he's got to get some targets this week. They don't really have anyone else to throw it to. I think him and Evan Ingram are going to have good games.
I think Lattimore might stick on Golladay, and that could make things tough.
Maybe.
Yeah. Kyle Pitts or Evan Ingram? PPR.
Kyle Pitts. I do like Ingram. He's a top 13 wide or tight end for me, but I'm still sticking with Pitts.
All right. Deontay Johnson, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Allen Robinson, Javonte Williams. We need one flex here. Deontay, not going to be Javonte. So Deontay, Edwards-Helaire, or Allen Robinson?
Man, I think it would be Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Really? I mean, it's PPR. Claypool's out. Deontay Johnson gets his double-digit targets. Come on. Deontay, come on over.
Sure.
There you go. Okay. I love the conviction. I lost the question, but I'll just read it. Bucks DST or Bills DST? Oh, Bills. Right. I go Bills.
I think so. But
Texans.
I don't know. Texans have been less putrid offensively than the Patriots, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know. The Bills have a better defense.
That's probably fair.
Sermon or Hubbard? That's going to be Hubbard.
Yep.
Gaskin or Javonte? That's going to be Gaskin.
That is going to be Gaskin.
Here's a tougher one. Deontay Johnson or Antonio Gibson? Full PPR. That Gibson. Is tough. That is really tough.
It's Gibson for me.
I just don't know how I sit Deontay Johnson. I don't see how he has single-digit targets. So
yeah. I mean, that's generally been the case going back to the start of last season when he's been healthy enough and didn't drop passes enough to get benched mid-game. He's been a pretty consistent double-digit target guy. So, yeah, it's hard to bench him, but it's hard to bench Antonio Gibson too. I mean, this was a guy that we were drafting, potentially in the first round this year.
It's just a full PPR thing.
Sure.
I wonder if Gibson, how many catches he's going to get. And I wonder if Curtis Samuel eats into the total running back catches at some capacity. But like you said, his last year with this coaching staff, he wasn't used the same way he was used in 2020.
Yeah, I mean, he still had, I think, like 22 carries that season. So there was still, that's always going to be a part of his game, I think, because he's so productive and useful in that. 19 carries in 16 games in 2019.
Okay. No, I meant short area passes, catches.
Oh yeah, no, he was much more. I mean, the problem was he wasn't good. Like he wasn't productive. I would say. I think the quarterback play was the issue, but that might be the issue here too.
All right, let's go to with question the Giants had to answer on draft night: Justin Fields or Daniel Jones?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I think I have Daniel Jones ranked higher.
Yeah.
Nope. Justin Fields. Let's do it.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Roll with the talent.
Would you rather have in a DFS lineup Derrick Henry and Mike Davis or Ezekiel Elliott and Jonathan Taylor?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
No, Derrick Henry has completely ruined my DFS lineup. He's too darn expensive right now. I cannot do this. I'm gonna have to just sacrifice DST or something. All right, flex spot. Gerald Henderson, Michael Carter, Devontae Smith, or JJ Taylor or Mark. I'm not gonna be those guys. Henderson, Carter, Devontae Smith, half PPR.
If it's Darrell Henderson, then it's Darrell Henderson. I'm a little worried about what his role is going to be. I think I have him ranked like 26th at running back, so not nearly as high as I would have before the injury. I would expect they're going to limit his touches at least a little bit after he broke down, week and 3/4 into being a lead back for the first time. But I think he's probably still the guy here.
All right. How about Emmanuel Sanders or Antonio Brown?
Antonio Brown.
How about Hubbard, Hunt, Gordon? Which running back? Hubbard, Hunt, or Gordon? Non-PPR.
Non-PPR, I think it would still be Hubbard.
Chubbard, yes. Goddard or Schultz?
I think I have Schultz ranked higher. Yes, I do.
All right. Amari Cooper or Cortland Sutton in full PPR?
Still Cooper for me. I've moved him down a little bit, but he's still a top 12 wide receiver for me.
Conklin or Gesicki?
Conklin.
All right. Oh, that's interesting. Really? Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Gesicki was a complete non-factor up until the fourth quarter of the most recent game for the Dolphins offense. So
let's do one more here for a second. Curtis Samuel, Emmanuel Sanders, Rashad Bateman. Just to add.
Oh, Samuel. Sorry.
Curtis Samuel. Okay. So we are live until about 12:55. We got another hour left. We thank you so much for joining us here on this Sunday afternoon. Usually we have Frank Stamford joining us as well, but it's just me and Chris today. Frank,
Frank is he's bailing on a lot of things for me this week. We didn't show up to softball yesterday. We got destroyed.
Oh no.
It was my first game of the season. He wasn't there. Two of our other good players weren't there. And we just got destroyed. And now this.
It's really so not fun when you get killed in softball or
we got
game you're playing.
We got mercy ruled every inning.
Jeez.
We just could not play any defense.
Hey, man.
And I'm I can play softball, but nobody else wanted to pitch. And so we were stuck with. I pitched, yes.
Oh boy.
ERA was ugly. Not what you want. You don't want a 54 ERA.
That's no good. All right. Well, I'm sorry that didn't go well.
It's okay. You get used to it at a certain point.
More importantly, let's get some fantasy football wins. It's week 4. And with the extra week this season, I feel like this is just a huge week. Because, you can be 0-3 and still, you go 0-4, you just fold, drop everyone, make horrible trades that get vetoed. No, don't do that. But we don't want to go 0-4.
Nope.
We'll be okay with 1-3, but we don't really want this. So we got to get some wins this week, and hopefully we can help you out here. So keep the questions coming. And you know what? The next time we have a really good question, we'll ask it in the chat and let everybody chime in on it. Darrell Henderson or Miles Sanders, full PPR?
Sanders.
I wonder who are we getting a lot of questions about. How about let's do an Antonio Gibson or wide receiver?
Antonio Gibson or who?
A wide receiver. So maybe it's Beckham or it's
How about Robert Woods?
oh yeah, all
I'm
right. I
surprised
like
we haven't
that.
gotten any Robert Woods questions so far.
Okay, so Robert Woods or who? Which or Chuba Hubbard?
Sure.
All
I think
right,
that's an
good. Let's
interesting
do
one.
that. All right, so what we want you to do is comment in the chat room, Robert Woods or Chuba Hubbard, and you can just give your answers. And yeah, so there you
We're
go.
not going to do a poll.
No, we're not going to do a poll. We're going to do comments. Robert Woods or Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, so there you go. Comment and leave your comment. Let's see what I would go with. Chuba Hubbard. How about you?
I would go with Chuba Hubbard as well.
Chubbard. I like Chubbard. Let's get Chubbard trending here. That should be trending on Twitter, just like Urban Meyer. It's like, why is Urban Meyer trending on Twitter? And then I saw the.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, just move along on that one.
Titans or Bucks DST? Titans against the Jets. Bucks at New England.
Titans.
Both are on the road.
Titans or who?
Bucks. Buccaneers. Tampa Bay. Super Bowl champion.
Bucks.
Tom Brady's team.
I think the Titans offense or defense is just bad.
It's so much better than the Jets offense, isn't it?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what the Titans do well as a defense at this point. They've been bottom 10 in yards per attempt, passer rating, QBR allowed to quarterbacks each of the last 2 seasons. They really don't have much of a pass rush. It's been an issue for them for feels like 3 years now. Yeah, I think the Titans just might have a legitimately bad defense.
Okay, how about Brandon Cooks? Is it safe to play Brandon Cooks today?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he's got like a 36% target share. He's gotten more than half of their air yards. He is their offense right now. And eventually he's going to get shut down and they can't keep using him the way they are. But I see no reason to think this week is going to be the week given how he's played.
Well, it's just the Bills, you know. I mean,
right. No, I get it. That they are very good at limiting big plays, and he's someone who gets a lot of downfield targets, but it's just the sheer amount of volume you're going to get. I mean, you got Deontay Johnson. You know, we're talking about him as someone who's very hard to sit. Well, that offense looks like a complete disaster right now, and you're still starting him. So I think you have to look at Brandon Cooks the same way.
I mean, look, I'm starting Brandon Cooks. Just want to see I know McLaurin had a bad game. There no wide receiver. Terry McLaurin had the best game for a wide receiver against the Bills, and he had 4 catches for 62 yards. Deontay Johnson technically had more fantasy points. He had 5 catches for 36 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean, they've just been amazing against wide receivers so far. Don't DFS play Brandon Cooks. That's my advice. Hines or Myers, PPR?
Myers.
Jalen Hurts or Russell Wilson?
Cash.
Yeah, $5 for this.
Man, that's a really tough one. I have Hurts 1 spot higher.
I wonder who's winning. Chuba Hubbard, Robert Woods. I think Chubbard is winning here.
That's not unexpected.
Yeah, it seems. Yeah, I think he's pulling away. It's kind of close. I'd say probably 60-40. Antonio Gibson or DJ Moore?
Oh, DJ Moore. Yeah.
Beasley or Ruggs? Non-PPR. Beasley or Ruggs?
Beasley.
Emmanuel Sanders or Jamal Williams? Half PPR.
I think that would be Williams.
Really? Okay. Myles Gaskin or Trey Sermon? PPR.
Myles Gaskin.
Remember to keep commenting. Chuba Hubbard or Robert Woods? A lot of Chuba here. Kareem Hunt or Trey Sermon?
Kareem Hunt.
By the way, finally, Chris and I have completed a trade. I called you out on Thursday.
I hate it so much. I made 2 trades involving Robert Woods this week. One of them was Woods and who was it? Woods and CEH for Austin Eckler, which I love.
Oh, I like that trade.
That's a great trade. And this stupid 2 QB league, I traded Woods for Jameis, who I think there's like a 40% chance he just gets benched this week. And
yeah,
The good news is I do have Taysom Hill. So
Yeah.
I've got the very valuable Saints and Bears quarterback rooms locked up.
I really think that people should stash Taysom Hill if they can. I think he might be one of the only quarterbacks that has a chance of being a real difference maker and is available.
Oh yeah, no, if he's named the starter, he's a top 12 quarterback. I think.
I don't think he's a top 12 quarterback until Michael Thomas comes back, but that could be 3 weeks, 2 games from now. I think they have a week 6 bye, so that could be soon. But yeah, because they're not going to just throw in Jameis the way they throw in Taysom Hill if Taysom's the starter,
right? And he's got. I think it's just the rushing. Like I think you're probably looking at 55 rushing yards and a very good chance at a touchdown every week.
Allen Robinson or Cole Beasley, PPR.
Allen Robinson.
Mike Davis or Christian Kirk, PPR.
Mike Davis. I'm not buying Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is a significant sell high candidate for me. I would be before lineups locked. Try to trade Christian Kirk.
I don't know that you
get any better for him.
I don't know that you have to buy into Christian Kirk though to start him over Mike Davis. That's the thing.
Don't you though? Like Mike Davis hasn't been what we expected so far, but he's been pretty good for fantasy.
Has he?
Yeah, and PPR probably. He's RB23. He hasn't been great. It's not great, but I mean, Christian Kirk was like wide receiver 70 before the season.
Right,
yes, he's been good through 3 games.
In full PPR, Mike Davis has had 9 to 12 PPR fantasy points all 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
So let's give him 11. I think Kirk can get that in this game.
I think he can.
I would bet on him, but I do acknowledge he has a much lower floor than Mike Davis. He might have 3 catches for 30 yards, he might just be not part of the game plan this week. But if you think that, Cardinals Rams going to be a high scoring game, I would probably go Kirk. Yeah, I would go Kirk. Mike Davis kind of stinks, but I see Chris's point. Hunt Gibson or Chubbard for full PPR.
Only one, it's Gibson.
I wonder why do you think Hunt and Gibson were capitalized and Chuba Hubbard wasn't? That seems a little, first of all, disrespectful, but also almost like you're trying to lean us away from.
Maybe he's on the phone, and you know how like you have to hit the button to capitalize. Maybe he hit it twice, and then only realized after Gibson that he had it, and so he uncapitalized it. And then
I don't know, Orlando. We need a little better effort from you. Edmonds or Antonio Gibson, PPR?
Antonio Gibson, yeah.
I have to look something up to make sure.
I'm surprised at how many people seem to be worried about Antonio Gibson.
Me too. I was just about to say that.
He's still like RB14 for me this week. I know the passing game usage has been disappointing, but he is as good a bet as anyone to get. I mean, maybe not Derrick Henry, but as good a bet as anyone else to get like 17 to 18 carries every week. So I'm still starting him pretty confidently.
All right, this one I don't understand. I'm trying to read about it right now. Who survived Squid Game, Adam or Jamie? Do you know about Squid Game?
I have not watched the Squid Game yet. I don't know what it is.
All right,
I know it's a Netflix show, but I haven't watched it.
Just reading online now from CNN.com, which just came up in a Google search. Okay. Squid Game is a South Korean fictional drama in which contestants who are deeply in debt play children's games in order to win a ton of cash. The downside is that losers will be killed.
Sure.
Wow. I think Jamie would definitely win because I haven't played kids games with my kids yet. They're too young.
Jamie's got more experience in the Chutes and Ladders and
absolutely.
Candyland. And
I don't know the last time you played Candyland. It is the most boring, god-awful game. I used to love Candyland. I am not looking forward to playing Candyland when that time comes. All right, pick 2 in PPR. Carson, Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, and Deebo Samuel.
Whew, okay. It would be Carson and Deebo versus this full PPR.
Yeah.
Deebo versus Hubbard is going to be very close. Let's see. It's going to be Hubbard.
Let's do another comment question here. Let's go with all right, something will inspire me. Let's go with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Edwards-Helaire or Edmonds? Did I just ask that one? Or I don't think I did.
Edmonds. Well, no. Hold on. full PPR.
Mm-hmm.
It's CEH.
All right, let's do
I wish
CEH.
it wasn't.
We'll find someone else. Should we do Antonio Brown? Getting a lot of him.
Edmonds over CEH.
Edmonds over CEH. Okay. Antonio Brown or Sermon?
Antonio Brown.
Sermon or Mike Davis? Maybe it should be Sermon.
Mike Davis.
All right, let's go Trey Sermon or what do you think? Jacoby Myers?
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
All right.
I won't reveal my choice. So
let's get your comments.
Pool.
Yeah, comment what you just comment a 1 or a 2. A 1 for Trey Sermon and a 2 for Jacoby Myers. A 1 for Trey Sermon and a 2 for Jacoby Myers. Let's go. What should we do? Half PPR or full PPR?
Full.
All right. Full PPR, Trey Sermon and Jacoby Myers. 1 for Sermon, 2 for Myers. What does everybody think out there? Very interested to know. Myers is killing it right now. I might have to change this one up. Okay. Darrell Henderson or Chuba Hubbard? That's going to be Chubbard.
Hubbard, yeah.
Would you replace any of these wide receivers with Henderson? Tyreek Hill, Godwin, Ridley? No
way.
What are we thinking for Henderson this week with Sony Michel possibly having a bigger role than he's had in the first 2 weeks when Henderson was healthy?
Yeah, I mean, the way they've used their running backs so far this season is if Henderson's healthy, he's gotten like 90% of the work. And if he wasn't, Sony Michel's gotten 90% of the work. So based on that, I think Henderson could have a big game. I just don't trust that to be the case moving forward, given that he already broke down. So I'm expecting, I have him like RB 26 to 28, something like that. And, I think you're probably looking at like 13 to 15 carries and a couple of targets.
Oh, that's what Flynn Wade said. 15 for Henderson.
Yeah.
Cortland Sutton or Odell Beckham?
I was actually just reading his comment.
Sutton or Beckham, PPR?
Sutton.
Hines, Gibson. Oh, Pirate flags. Oh. Hines, Gibson, Montgomery, and Hunt, pick 2 in full PPR. Easy.
Yeah, it's Gibson and Montgomery for me.
Chris, what is your favorite movie involving pirates?
So like Mad Max wouldn't count, right?
I never seen it.
Because like it's not on the ocean, it's on land. And they're more like roving bandits, I guess. But like, that's basically no. They're just pirates on the land.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay, then man, there aren't that many good pirate movies.
There's 2 I can think of.
Like probably the first Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but it's good.
I remember loving it. Yeah, I really love Hook too.
Hook is the other option for me, I think, but I think I would go Pirates.
Yeah, but then there's also whatever it was called, I Am the Captain Now, with Tom Hanks.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty overrated. Trey Sermon or Mike Davis? I think we answered that. You're going Davis, right?
Yeah, and you tend to think movies that people like are overrated.
100%. Knox or Brait, half PPR?
Knox.
Debo or CD?
Oh, CD Lamb.
Yeah, CD Lamb.
CD Lamb. He's a top 10 wide receiver for sure.
Grade the trade in PPR. Give up Cordero Patterson and Eli Mitchell. Get T. Higgins.
If you're in a spot where you have the depth to give up 2 potential, flex running backs, I think that's fine. I think it's a C+.
Start 2. Chuba, Henderson, Edmonds, Zach Moss. This is half PPR.
Edmonds and Chuba.
Cortland Sutton or Odell Beckham? I think we just said Beckham, right?
Sutton.
Oh, you said Sutton?
For me.
Okay. All right. I don't know what to think about Sutton. He was pretty... Yeah,
he was not great last week.
But they threw so
Yeah, I think he's the number 1 guy. I think the downfield role is going to be there. So I have faith in him.
Trey Sermon or Josh Jacobs? You can't trust Josh Jacobs. We don't even know if he's going to play. So go with Sermon.
Yeah,
there.
but if Peyton Barber's available, I wouldn't hate the idea of going with Josh Jacobs, and then if he's not in, pivoting. Or I guess the flex options in that game wouldn't be great. It'd be like Hunter Renfrow if he's available, but I don't know if I would hate Hunter Renfrow as a starting option in this one. There should be a lot of throwing in this game.
Yeah, Hunter Renfrow not as good, obviously, in non-PPR.
Yeah.
I see it. Okay, red bars here. Pick 2, Gibson, Sermon, Gaskin, or Patterson, PPR.
That would be Gibson and Gaskin for me.
Jay Glazer reporting that the Eagles are no longer interested in trading for Deshaun Watson. And Rob Gronkowski, according to Jay Glazer, has a punctured lung and 4
This
cracked
was like,
legs.
it was so weird because we got the report on Monday. Oh, x-rays were negative. He's fine. All week, like if you searched Rob Gronkowski's name on Google, the only thing that came up was like, what does Rob Gronkowski miss most about living in Boston? And it was literally just that he used to get free Celtics tickets. There was no reporting whatsoever on his injury. There was no, I was given no reason to believe that it was serious.
Because it looks right. So the x-rays didn't see anything because apparently, I was just reading this morning, they don't detect hairline fractures.
Yeah.
Then he took the MRI and they do detect hairline fractures. So
I feel like they were just lying to us.
Maybe. It's a shame that he can't play in this game. We answered that one. Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts?
Jackson still.
Galladay or Sermon, full PPR?
Galladay.
Kenyon Drake or Devin Singletary? First that.
Singletary.
Robbie Anderson, Rondale Moore, that's his name, and Hunter Renfrow.
Man, I think it would be Renfrow.
Okay. Gaskin or Sermon. Did we do that one? Gaskin or Sermon? You like Gaskin, right?
Gaskin, yes.
How much do you like Gaskin? You like it better than CEH or Darrell Henderson?
More than Henderson, but less than CEH.
Again, Knox or Pewits? Pewts.
You're starting Kyle Pitts. You're starting Kyle Pitts over any tight end that you could have picked up on waivers. I know it's been bad so far, but I'm not starting like Dalton Schultz over him. I'm not starting Mike Gesicki. I'm still giving him time.
Okay. Darrell Henderson. Man, we're getting a lot of Darrell Henderson, huh? Darrell Henderson, Mike Davis, or Antonio Brown in half PPR?
I think I would still have Davis ranked highest, but in half PPR, I'd be fine with Brown as well.
Saquon Barkley or Jonathan Taylor rest of the season? Okay, we answered that. I said Taylor. Chris said Saquon. Yeah. Better Mad Max, Gibson or Hardy?
I don't understand.
Mel Gibson played Mad Max.
Oh, okay. Mel Gibson or Tom Hardy. Sorry, I thought it was Antonio again. I just didn't understand the question. I think Fury Road is by far the best Mad Max movie. It's one of the best movies of the last decade. It's so good.
It's a big miss for me. It's one I need to see.
That's one that like I'm really happy I saw it like in theaters right before it left theaters because it's fun no matter what forum you're watching it in. But man, that's a movie theater movie for sure.
Okay. Last movie I saw in theaters, I think was Uncut Gems. Yeah.
I went and saw Venom, Let There Be Carnage this weekend. It was incredibly stupid, and I had a great time.
Good for you. Allen Robinson or Cortland Sutton?
Oh, that would still be, man. I think I might have Robinson one spot ahead.
Really? All right. I'll go Sutton.
No, Sutton. It's Sutton.
I'm Sutton Robinson. Get it. Corey Davis, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, full PPR.
This week, go with Corey.
Brandon Cooks, Devontae Smith, Rondale Moore, Kenny Galladay. Pick 2.
Cooks and Smith.
Hollywood Brown or Devontae Smith, half PPR.
I'm going with Hollywood, man. He just has to not drop 3 passes.
He's getting open. He's getting open deep. He's getting open short. He looks really good. I hope Rashad Bateman doesn't. Not this week. Bateman's not active, but I hope he doesn't cut into his production at any point? Because he looks like a guy you could be starting most weeks.
Yep.
Non-PPR, Kareem Hunt or Mike Davis?
I think it would be Hunt and non-PPR.
Chris Carson, Adam Thielen, or DJ Moore? You have to sit one.
Man. Sitting Thielen.
Yeah. I don't feel good about it, but I agree. Brandon Cooks or it's my rim shot here. Sorry. Brandon Cooks or Darrell Henderson, PPR?
I don't know. Oh, you said Thielen.
I said feel good about it. I don't feel good about it. Yeah.
Cooks.
Yeah. Pick one in half PPR. Edmonds, Ruggs, or Myers?
Edmonds.
Yeah, I'd pull the Ruggs out on this one. Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown, Michael Pittman, or Emmanuel Sanders?
Marquise Brown.
Mm-hmm. Noah Fant, or I can't think of anything for that one. Noah Fant or Logan Thomas?
I can't read this one. It's in the wrong font.
Can
you hit the button?
Say Noah Fant, yeah. Sorry.
Thomas.
Logan Thomas over Noah Fant. All right. Sermon or Woods?
Robert Woods.
Yeah, I Woods too. Pick one. Kittle. I just look at your face, see if I get a reaction out of you. Kittle, Sermon, or Patterson, PPR flex?
Kittle.
Yeah. Okay. So I just like thinking of punchlines. Miles Sanders or Chuba. Miles Sanders or Chuba Hubbard?
You know, for their careers, Miles Sanders is quite a bit ahead of Chuba Hubbard, but it's not Miles.
I was gonna say Chuba by Miles. Yeah, Chuba Hubbard it is. Oh, Beat Fantasy Podcast need help. I don't know. Best. Hopefully that's Best Fantasy Podcast. Miami or Baltimore D?
Miami.
Oh, all right. DeAndre Hopkins or Thielen? I promise that's the one I meant to click on. What would you go with? Hopkins or Thielen?
Hopkins or Thielen? Hopkins still. I think this is the game we get like a big target share for Hopkins. I feel like it's a lot easier to be like, oh, we're going to spread around the ball. We don't need to focus on DeAndre Hopkins when you're like blowing out the Titans or whoever else they've played. But like in an important game, I think they're going to lean on DeAndre Hopkins. I know about the matchup and I know about Jalen Ramsey and all that.
He's not going to shadow him. He hasn't shadowed anyone.
Because like the only game that they've been competitive in, or that's been competitive, was the one against the Raiders in week 2. No, the Vikings in week 2, and Hopkins was really he didn't practice the previous week because of rib injury. So I'm questioning whether he was 100%. He's healthy for this one.
That was week 3. He wasn't healthy.
No, I think it was week 2.
I don't think so. I think because we were talking about Rondale Moore on the waiver wire. I think he got hurt in week 2, and because week 3 he stunk.
Maybe either way, DeAndre Hopkins.
All right, let's see. In the next 2 minutes, I want to answer 20 questions, and we are on the clock. Corey Davis or Leonard Fournette?
Leonard Fournette.
Mike Evans or Allen Robinson or Antonio Brown? Sorry,
Mike Evans.
Sony Michel or Emmanuel Sanders, half PPR?
Emmanuel Sanders.
Darrell Henderson, Robert Woods, or Cortland Sutton, half PPR?
Robert Woods.
Antonio Brown, Trey Sermon, Tim Patrick, Emmanuel Sanders, or Michael Pittman? Need 3.
Need 3. Okay, so sit Sermon, and I think Pittman would be the lowest ranked of those wide receivers. They might all be between like 29 and 34 for me.
Okay. That was
5,
I think. Kirk Cousins or Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Galladay or Antonio Brown?
Brown.
We're going to crush 20 here, I think. Davis, I don't know which Davis that is. Davis, Patrick, Pitts, Higbee, or Jamal Williams?
Start 2. Okay, it would be Mike Davis and Tim Patrick.
What if that's Corey Davis?
then it would be Tim Patrick and Kyle Pitts. No. Yeah, Kyle Pitts. You know,
All right.
Jamal Williams last week. I think he had 3 catches. No, he had 2 catches last week. I think only 2 targets, maybe 3. Both came on the Lions got the ball back with 27 seconds left in the first half. And I think the drive started on like their own 9-yard line. And he had 2 catches for 35 yards or whatever it was, and a 9-yard run. So most of his yards last week came with 27 seconds left in the second half when they could have just kneeled on it.
We're not going to get to 20 questions anymore.
I'm so sorry for adding good, relevant information.
All right,
to
we're
the
changing it
discussion that we're having.
20 questions in 3 minutes. That means we have like another minute and 10 seconds to get 12 more in. Robert Woods, pick 2. Woods, Ridley, Sutton, Sanders, Kirk, Smith. Ridley
Woods and Ridley.
Woods and Ridley. Okay, great. Mike Evans or Tim Patrick or Cole Beasley. It's Mike Evans. That's 10.
Mike Evans.
Trey Sermon, Javonte Williams, Damian Harris. Pick 2.
I think I would sit Harris.
Sermon, Harris, Melvin, Michael Carter. Pick 1.
Man, Melvin.
All right, I'll take Sermon. Cooks or Debo?
Debo.
Moss, Sermon, Ayuk, Javonte, PPR.
I think it's Sermon.
Yeah, that's what I do. Mike Davis or Cordero Patterson?
Mike Davis.
Miles Sanders or Chuba Hubbard?
Chuba.
Start 2. I think we answered that one. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Gaskin or Singletary, non-PPR?
Gaskin.
And Devontae Smith or Cole Beasley?
Devontae.
Mm-hmm. 18 in 3 minutes.
Well, it's your fault, really.
I agree.
I mean, it's your job. Like, your job is to keep us moving. You didn't do your job.
All right, don't worry.
You want to pass the buck, but
we still have 30 more minutes to answer your questions here. I don't know if you need to set your lineups, but if you do, you go ahead. I think I'm good. IDP sleeper today. I've been talking about Nick Vigil. I got to see if Anthony Barr is active here. If he is, then I would not play Nick Vigil. In case anybody cares about this, I am starting.
You're not holding a candlelight vigil for Anthony Barr.
No, I don't feel very vigilant about that. Anthony Barr is inactive. Okay, so you can start Vigil again. Tay Crowder is another one. Tay Crowder is active for the Giants. He replaced Blake Martinez, starting in the middle of that defense, and he had 11 tackles. I think 7 were assisted, but still. Tay Crowder, 10% rostered in CBS leagues. IDP sleeper for you there. And let's bench one. Jalen Waddle, Myles Gaskin, or Juju Smith-Schuster. Who are you benching?
Man, I think I'm benching Juju.
Oh, good. You're starting
Juju and Waddle might just be the Spider-Man meme.
You're starting 2 Dolphins.
Love them.
That offensive juggernaut, the Steelers. Gaskin or Patterson, and why Gaskin? Because he's been so bad lately.
He has been, but he also has 5 catches in each game, or 4, 5,
He's
and
got
5, something like
12
that.
and 3 games, 5, 4, and 3, I think.
Yeah, so that's a big part of it, is he's just been so involved in the passing game. He has, I think, a very low chance of scoring a touchdown, but the passing should give him a nice floor and a ceiling if he does find the end zone.
Who do you think has scored more points in I guess the format doesn't really matter. I think they have about the same amount of catches. Mike Davis or Myles Gaskin? I'm going to say Gaskin has scored 1 more point.
I think so, because I don't know if either of them has a touchdown. And I know Gaskin has been really efficient running the ball. He's averaging 5.5 yards per carry or something.
Yeah, he's doing that without any big carries, too. That's the weird thing. Gaskin has 31.6. Davis has 34.5.
Oh, wow. Look at us dummies. I completely lost Adam's audio. Adam, can you hear me?
Okay, I muted my mic.
Oh, well, that makes sense then.
I can't hear you right now. My bit about being mad about that actually cost my audio right now. So
You can't hear me?
talk amongst yourself, Chris. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. I guess I have to. God,
I got you. I got you now. All right, my bad. Start 2 wide receivers: Deontay Johnson, Amari Cooper, Mike Williams, and Cortland Sutton.
Man, you're sitting Deontay and Cortland. Cooper and Williams are both top 12 for me.
Fant or Pitts?
Pitts.
Moss, Barber, or Drake? PPR.
Man, I think it's Moss.
Yeah. Schultz or Knox?
Schultz.
Mad. Oh, we have mad bonuses in full PPR and a sack of money. I need 2 wide receivers: Ridley, Moore, Cooks, Waddle, Patterson.
So I don't know what the bonuses are. Okay, big play bonuses.
Big plays. We need big play bonuses.
Then I think it's Ridley and Moore. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same answer no matter what, I think. Ridley.
Yeah. If it was like a bonus for 10 catches, I think you could maybe make a case for like Waddle to get in there just because of how much they've been throwing to him. But no, I think it's Ridley and Moore either way.
Let's do a QB question here for our viewers today. Let's go with Jalen Hurts versus Dak Prescott. Who would you rather start? Jalen Hurts against the Chiefs or Dak Prescott against the Carolina Panthers? 1 for Jalen Hurts, 2 for Dak Prescott. Send in your answers right now. 1 for Hurts, 2 for Prescott. Who would you start? Start percentage on CBS right now gives the big edge to Dak Prescott. Hurts, Hurts is in like 68% of leagues. Dak, like 85% of leagues, I think he started. But he's got fewer than 26-ish pass attempts 2 games in a row. And off to a little bit of a disappointing start from a fantasy perspective. So 1 for Hurts, 2 for Dak. Who do you like? Let's see. Oh, a lot of Dak here. Dak off to the early start. There's your question. And Debo or Sutton or Beckham?
Sutton.
How about I don't know what that means. Full PPR. Pick 1. Woods, Allen Robinson, Corey Davis, Cole Beasley. Don't you do it, Chris.
Pick 1.
Yeah, don't you do it. Don't you take out Robin. Okay, good. Good for you. Edmonds or Carson, full PPR?
Carson.
All right, Patrick, this is the last time you're asking this question because you typed it in 4 times in a row. Ruggs, Myers, or Edmonds, half PPR?
Edmonds.
Barber or Zach Moss?
Zach Moss.
Cordell Patterson, Melvin Gordon, or Jamal Williams?
Patterson.
You're very welcome, Berber. We don't get a lot of thanks, so thank you. Corey Davis or Zach Moss, half PPR?
Zach Moss.
This is fair. If Robinson goes off, I'm not listening to you guys again. I mean, it's kind of fair, at least especially from what I've been saying. I think I've been. It seems like I'm more down on Robinson than I am. I'm just not starting over Robert Woods, who's been so good, So
yeah, like I have Robinson as a top 30 wide receiver still. I'm not like completely giving up on him, but I have a lot more. Like, it's not just that Robinson needs to get more involved or that he needs to be more successful on the targets he gets. I have questions about how that offense is even going to play. Whereas the Rams offense, I know it's really good.
Right. Exactly.
So that's the distinction.
Oh, let me see if I can find this comment here. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. We're just saying thank you to you.
Thanks, Mike.
Gibson or Sutton, full PPR, please. Jared, stop.
Jared, look at you. Gibson.
Gaskin, Barber, or Deontay Johnson. Ooh, that doesn't not look like a good scene back there.
I would go Deontay, Gaskin, Barber.
Yeah. Hollywood Brown, Henderson, Antonio Brown, Chuba Hubbard. Pick 1.
Hollywood. Oh, no. Hubbard. Sorry.
Hubbard. Ruggs with a Z. Myers or Edmonds? We answered that one. Why did I put it again? I said that was the only time I was going to answer it.
See, this is the problem. You're giving positive reinforcement for bad behavior, Adam.
I am definitely Ron Burgundy when it comes to these questions. Logan Thomas or Kyle Pitts?
Oh man, I have Thomas higher.
Oh, all right. From Scott, I know this is gross. Tyson, Ty Johnson, Gesicki, or St. Brown?
I'm gonna go with Tyson.
Yeah.
Okay. I have no idea what happened, why he was so uninvolved, but hopefully it was just a 1 week thing, right?
Hopefully. Le'Veon Bell, by the way, is going to be active today, so that's exciting. Better sneaky.
I don't understand.
The Colts or the Lions?
Colts.
I thought about the Lions.
The Lions might have the worst defense in the NFL.
They did, yeah.
And so as bad as the Bears offense looked, I think the Lions defense is worse.
Let's get 3 for Raul here. Waddle, Myers, Kirk, Allen Robinson, Robbie Anderson, and Tim Patrick. Waddle, Myers, Kirk, Allen Robinson. You can read it. And then Sermon, too. So pick 3. Full PPR.
Waddle, Myers, and Robinson.
There you go. We said, you like him over Patrick?
Oh, I actually Waddle, Patrick, Robinson is where I would go.
Waddle, Patrick, Robinson. Okay. Half PPR flex, Debo, Henderson, Corey Davis.
Debo.
Thank you, James. Corey Davis or Devontae Smith at flex?
Devontae Smith.
So I said that this week is my last week trusting Devontae Smith and just kind of throwing him in there. Do you have any players that we used to call this the Joe Boo week? One more bad game and it's, get out of here, Joe Boo. I'll do it myself. Any Joe Boos for you?
Noah Fant, Kyle Pitts. I don't know if it's like you're out of here completely, but I'm definitely out of the I'm starting them reflexively thing with them.
I think Gaskin has. If Gaskin,
I think Gaskin. Yeah, I don't think he's there anymore. Actually, I think you have to make a decision with Gaskin every week now.
Yeah, I think you have to make a decision with Devontae Smith, but it's not like he's a must start. I didn't mean to characterize him that way, but I still like Sanders. I still am optimistic about about Devontae Smith. If he has another bad game, then I won't be. At least not
maybe Miles Sanders.
Sanders, yeah. Maybe. Over under 2 carries today.
I'm gonna take the over.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, we've answered Antonio Brown as the affirmative in a lot of questions, but even before, the week 1 was great, but he had a 14% target share in that game. He had 6 targets when Tom Brady threw it 50 times. So if he doesn't have a good game with Gronk out, I think he's very much outside of the circle of trust.
The circle of trust. I like that. Denver D or Colts D? Did you coin that? Circle of trust?
No, that's a Scott White thing.
Oh, yeah, right. He came up with that. I forgot.
The first person to ever refer to that idea.
Yeah.
Of a person being in or outside of the circle of trust.
Yeah, I agree. What do you got? Denver or Colts?
Colts.
Well, I hate the DSTs this week.
I started a lot of Bengals DST.
Me too. Oh, God. Awful.
My wife is 0-3, and we're playing against each other in the league that she plays in. And I told her to start the Bengals DST and the Bengals kicker. So not a great start for her chances of not being 0-4.
Bengals kicker, actually, he had a good game, didn't he?
No, I think he ended up with 8 points.
I'll take that. He had the game-winning field goal.
Yeah. You should get more points for a game-winning field goal.
You should get. You know what? You should get more points for a game-winning field goal.
One more extra points for a pick 6.
That's an interesting one.
I mean, why not? It's much worse than a regular interception.
What if you lose points for all fumbles and not just lost fumbles?
I mean, I think that makes more sense because whether your team recovers a fumble or not is mostly random. The only thing would be quarterbacks, their fumbles tend to get recovered by the offense more often than others. But other than that, it's mostly just random. So I don't really like making a differentiation between lost and recovered fumbles seems kind of silly to me. Like that's
Okay.
not in the player's control.
New question after this. Pick 3. Kareem Hunt, Zach Moss, Waddle, Pittman, Samuel Juju.
Hunt, Waddle, and Pittman.
Over Juju, huh?
Yeah, man. I just don't have a lot of faith. Like he needs his ADOT is actually lower than it was last season, which is amazing. And so the way they're using him and the way Ben Roethlisberger is playing, man, he probably shouldn't be playing anymore.
Do you think that Mason Rudolph would be an upgrade for the wide receivers? Because they really might have to make a change at some point.
I think it might be an upgrade for the non-Deontay players. The one concern I would have is how much Ben locks in on Deontay. He'll just go like 2 drives every game where it's just Deontay over and over and over again. I do think that would hurt Deontay because I'm not necessarily sure Mason Rudolph's better. I just think he would be more willing to throw the ball down the field, which would hurt Deontay.
Okay, here's the question. Should all fumbles count as -2 points? All fumbles or lost fumbles?
Or maybe it should just be all fumbles are -1, lost fumbles are -2.
All right,
I'd be fine with that.
should you lose points for all fumbles? Yes, 1, 2, no. Lose points for all fumbles. Yes, 1, 2, no. Type it in. Let me see your comments. Let me see what everybody thinks here. All right. Cooper, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or Sutton?
Oh, Amari.
Grade the trade. All right. Higgins. Oh, we already graded that one. Yeah, we like that one.
Yeah.
Fuller, Carter, Osborne. Yuck.
Carter.
Okay. Rondale Moore or Brandon Ayuk, full PPR.
Brandon Ayuk.
Pretty split on this one. On this fumble thing. I don't know how I feel about it. It's a lot of lost points. You know, I don't really like losing. If you make it 1 point, I guess not so bad.
I mean, Daniel Jones would be unusable.
Le'Veon Bell, yes or no?
No.
I picked him up in a 14-team league at a roster spot to
right, like that. Pick him up maybe, but there's no reason to start him.
I also picked up the Patriots DST. If you just have an empty roster spot, take a look at DSTs for next week. Patriots are getting the Texans. I don't remember who the Jets play, but the Patriots DST, because they're playing the Bucs tonight, they're down to 73% rostered. Let's see who the Jets are playing, just so you can maybe pick up their DST. And we'll go
the DST that's going against the Jets.
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. That's what I meant. Their opponent, Atlanta. Oh, that's why I didn't do it, because it's Atlanta. Yeah, I mean, look, you could convince me on Atlanta, but I'd rather do the Patriots. All right, here we go. Let's get some rapid fire here. 20 questions in 2 minutes. Gesicki, Cook, Ingram, or Brait?
Cook. Ingram.
Okay. Kittle or Dawson Knox?
Kittle.
Sermon or Patterson?
We're counting this as 2. Patterson.
No, it's not. It's one question. Lamar Jackson or Kirk Cousins?
Lamar Jackson.
Sermon, Ruggs, Fournette, half PPR.
Fournette.
Ferkser, Cook, Conklin, Jonnu, Brait.
Conklin.
We don't answer kicker questions here. Evan Ingram, Tommy Tremble, Will Dissly.
Evan Ingram.
Hubbard or Sermon?
Hubbard.
Allen Robinson, Tim Patrick, Myles Gaskin.
Robinson and Gaskin.
Jonathan Taylor or Najee Harris?
Najee.
Matthew Stafford or Russell Wilson?
Stafford.
Debo or Darrell Henderson?
Debo.
Is Olamide Zaccheaus a flex today?
Hopefully not for your team.
Knox, Freiermuth, or Conklin or Brait?
Conklin.
Tannehill, Darnold, or Heineke?
Heineke.
Gordon.
Actually, Darnold.
Gordon or Juju?
Gordon.
Would you start Robinson, Deontay, or Brown against Hopkins?
I would
Oh,
rather start Hopkins, but I would like to start all 4 of those guys.
I think we're at 16 right now. I lost count.
Oh, come on, man. You
More
have one
Ridley.
job.
Who are you sitting in standard scoring? More Ridley, Diggs, or Mike Williams?
Oh my God. Williams.
Ridley for me. Robinson or Lockett?
Lockett.
Gaskin or Hines?
Gaskin.
Tunyon or Conklin?
Conklin.
Thanks for all the help. You guys rock. That's 20. I think we may have hit that like on the nose right there, even though that wasn't a question. But I lost count anyway. Rodgers or Allen?
Allen.
Yeah. Oh, show. Hines or Michael Carter?
Hines.
Cool. By the way, we still have 15 minutes left. Nobody's going anywhere. But since we just answered 20 questions, we're going to talk about books for the next 5. Last book you read? No.
I'm currently reading The Hero of Two Worlds, Mike Duncan's history of the Marquis de Lafayette. It's delightful. If you're into history, you should listen to his Revolutions podcast and get this book.
Oh, okay. That was a pretty good answer. I read a little bit of the Alexander Hamilton biography.
It was good. Ron Cherno's really good, but I couldn't get through it.
I read about 5 pages. Yeah.
His Grant biography is really good, actually. The Ulysses S. Grant biography.
You did a Horace Grant biography?
Very good. What's that?
You did a Horace Grant biography?
Yeah.
Goggles.
Actually, I met Harvey Grant last week. He was at our Caesars event.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Robbie Woods or Ayuk?
Robert Woods.
Darrell Henderson or Deontay Johnson?
Deontay.
Patterson or Beasley?
Patterson.
I would have so much fun if I were in charge of the crawl here. Send in your questions now. I would do scores.
I would just do like a long scream. Ah!
Yeah, come on, Brian. Have fun with it. Put something goofy there. Robert Woods or Allen Robinson? You've been here for an hour and 15 minutes. You haven't done anything fun. You've got the crawl. That's your thing. Robert Woods or Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson. Robert Woods.
Robert Woods. Patterson or Beasley? PPR.
Patterson.
Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. Pick 2.
Jefferson and Chris Godwin. Yeah. Don't know why that took me so long. It's obvious.
Tunyon, Higbee, Conklin.
I think I have Higbee ranked higher than Conklin. I think that might be the first time Conklin's been a question that I haven't answered.
Oh, all right. Good. Patterson or we did that. Freiermuth or Tremble?
I don't think you need to be that scared of starting Freiermuth, but I would start Freiermuth.
Is that like being scared of starting a fire?
Well, no, because he's like, should I start Freiermuth or should I Tremble?
Oh, yeah, okay. Fournette or Pittman?
Fournette.
Sutton or Waddle?
Man, I don't like how much I'm telling people to start Leonard Fournette.
No, it makes sense. I mean, he's
like RB25 for me, and I hate it.
It's all right. Sutton or Waddle?
Sutton.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See. Henderson, Gaskin, Sermon, full PPR. Are you? There you go. Look at the crawl. Are you trembling to fight? There you go. All right, Brian. Feel it.
Like it.
Feel it.
So for this one, I would go with Gaskin and Henderson.
We got all the puns here on FFT. Juju or Sermon?
Juju.
Zach Moss or Cordero Patterson?
Cordero Patterson.
Dave J, Rondale Moore, Marshall or McKissick?
Oh boy. I think it would be McKissick. I don't love it. Not happy about it.
All right, this is from Andrew. Pick 2, Devontae Smith, Myles Gaskin, Emmanuel Sanders, or Jacoby Myers?
Smith and Gaskin.
Smith and Gaskin. Okay. Russell Wilson or Dak Prescott?
Ooh. Dak Prescott.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Swift, or both? What?
I mean, you shouldn't have an empty roster spot. So if you can start both and you don't have another alternative, then you should start both. If it's just between the two of them, it's obviously DeAndre Swift, who very well may just be a top 10 running back rest of the season.
Mm-hmm. More likely to bust this week, Allen Robinson, Mike Evans, or Robert Woods?
I mean, Robinson has to be, I think.
Yeah, I have to say so. I mean, Woods has been so consistently great. Antonio Brown or Jamal Williams?
Jerk. Antonio Brown.
What did you call me?
A jerk.
For what?
For the little Robert Woods digs you keep throwing in there.
It's not about you. It's about me. It's about Woods. It's not about you. I totally agree with you, Allen Robinson. I was just making fun
exactly. You're being a jerk to Robert Woods. What's he ever done to you? He seems like a perfectly nice guy.
I just acquired him for Jameis Winston in a 1 QB league. No,
Shut up. It's 2 QB league. Shut up. Don't be a jerk.
Would you bench? Look at it. Let's feel it with the crawl here. Would you bench Robert? I would not. I would start Robert. What do you have him, by the way?
He's like 18 for me.
Bridgewater or Carr? Half PPR. Okay. Much Mahalos. Yeah, I'd like to go to Hawaii. Cole Beasley or Jalen Waddle?
Cole Beasley. Maybe.
You guys really answer my question. Hell yeah. Yeah, that's what we do, man, for an hour and a half.
Woo!
Pam. Beasley, Rondale Moore, Corey Davis, Javonte Williams, Myles Gaskin. We got to pick 2, and we have to stop ignoring Gritty Pam. All right, next question. No, just kidding. Sorry, Gritty Pam. Just kidding. Pick 2. Pick 2.
Gaskin and Beasley.
What song should Chris play on guitar? I like that on the crawl. What do you? If you're going to play one song for us on your guitars, what would they be? What would it be?
Ooh. I mean, it's easier to go with like the acoustic. I'd say like Norwegian Wood by the Beatles.
Oh, okay. That's a fun one.
That's a pretty easy one. And it's fun to play.
Yeah, it is. Cooper or Thielen?
Cooper.
Saquon or Brandon Cooks?
Saquon.
Yeah. That's one of our first Saquon questions today.
Let's start Saquon. He's a top 10.
Javonte or Barber?
Javonte.
Thanks for being here. Oh, you're welcome. PBR, I need 2 running backs and a flex. Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, Swift. Oh, man, loaded. Hubbard, McLaurin, Sutton.
You're sitting Hubbard, McLaurin, and Sutton. That's really rough.
Yeah, that is rough. Tough to leave McLaurin in particular in PPR.
Yeah.
Gainwell or Tim Patrick?
Patrick.
Lex. And Westbrook or Rondale?
Rondale.
Yeah, Rondale is a DFS play for me.
For sure. He's an interesting pivot.
Should have a much different type of game than we had last week where they beat Jacksonville. Sit 1, Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, or Deontay Johnson?
I'm sitting Deontay.
Non-PPR, oh, we answered that, right? I don't know what you said. I don't remember.
Barber. No, Javonte.
Antonio Brown or Myles Gaskin?
Brown.
Brown for me, yeah. Saquon or Swift and Lockett, pick 2. Oh, I hate doing that.
Man, I think I have Saquon. Nope, Swift. Swift, and then, Swift and Saquon.
Hunt, Devontae Smith, Sutton. Who are you sitting?
I'm sitting Devontae Smith.
We did that one. This is a ridiculous question. Simpsons or Futurama? Ridiculous.
I love Futurama, though. It's so good.
Yeah, but it's The Simpsons, you know?
Yeah.
I do like Futurama is very underrated, but it's Simpsons.
Adam, you should go to the Museum of the Moving Image in Queens.
You told me about that.
A great Simpsons exhibit.
Zeke or Montgomery?
Zeke.
Remember to lock it in your lineups. I like it. It's good stuff. Javonte or Barber? We keep getting that one. I'm not reading it anymore. Hollywood Brown or Deontay Johnson?
Oh, Deontay in non-PPR, Hollywood Brown. No, Hollywood Brown in non-PPR, Deontay in PPR or half.
Deontay or Ridley?
Ridley.
is a gray t-shirt, the CBS uniform.
I do think I actually have a gray CBS t-shirt, although this is not a t-shirt. I just want to be clear. It's long sleeves. It's a Henley, not a t-shirt. Don't lump me in with Adam.
I would have just called it a long sleeve t-shirt.
But it's got buttons.
Oh, okay. Then it's a Henley. Hey, Don Henley. Devontae Smith or Mike Davis? Play us some Don Henley, Chris. Devontae Smith or Mike Davis?
All she wants to do is dance.
Not that Don Henley song. It's obviously Boys of Summer is what you're going to play.
Mike Davis.
Hollywood Brown or Deontay did that. Deontay Ridley, we did that. CEH or Amari Cooper?
Amari.
Kirk or Juju? PPR.
Juju.
Robbie Anderson, start or sit?
I mean, he might get dropped this week if he doesn't have a good game. It's a squeaky wheel. They talked about getting him more involved, but I would have to be really desperate to start him at this point.
Shim Sham. Gaskin, Hollywood, Corey Davis, Jacoby. Pick 2.
Gaskin and Hollywood.
Zach Moss or Singletary?
Singletary.
Beasley or Kirk?
Beasley.
Antonio Brown or Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson.
Pick bench 1 here. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Swift Patterson.
Sit Patterson.
Robbie Anderson, Brandon Ayuk, or Curtis Samuel?
Oh, Ayuk.
Jonathan Taylor or Keenan Allen, non-PPR?
Oof. Man, I don't want to bench either of them, but I think you've got to start Taylor and non.
Oh, boy. Ayuk or Allen Robinson?
Allen Robinson.
Brandon Cooks or Michael Pittman?
Oh, Cooks.
McLaurin or DJ Moore?
DJ Moore.
Deontay Johnson or Trey Sermon?
Deontay.
Ooh, you're doing well here, Chris. Woods, Hollywood Brown, Antonio Brown, Corey Davis, or Chubbard? Pick 2 in PPR.
We won't really know how good I'm doing until after the games. Woods and Chubbard.
Gibson, Swift, Carson. Pick. Ooh, that's tough. Who are you sitting there?
I think you're sitting Carson. Oof.
I'm going to sit Gibson.
You're sitting Gibson.
I guess it's a dumb question. Wanted your thoughts on Dallas's shutdown. Yeah, no, this is not a dumb question. So that's Trayvon Diggs against DJ Moore. And Trayvon Diggs does appear to be...
He's been very good so far.
I can't say that for sure. I mean, he shut down Mike Evans, did a great job on Devontae Smith, but it's not like he shadowed. He doesn't shadow. He stays at right cornerback. Moore is going to move around a little bit, but I think he's going to play a lot where Diggs is. This is a good question. It was a little bit of a downgrade.
Moore's been so good that part of it is confirmation bias for me. I think DJ Moore is one of like the 8 best wide receivers in the NFL. And so seeing him produce is going to make me continue to believe that, but he's just been too good to sit. I think he's going to be fine.
Okay. Hey, look, we answered this one, Dinesh. So you picked, who was it? Myers, Smith? I don't remember.
It was pick 1. It was Devontae Smith.
Waddle or Rondale Moore?
Waddle.
Chuba or Cooper? Chuba or Koopa?
Cooper.
Tyson Williams, Sermon or Galladay, PPR?
I think I would go Galladay over Sermon.
All right, 2 more. Debo or Deontay?
Debo.
And 1 more Deontay question. Woods or Deontay?
Still going with Woods.
Good show. Chris, good show. Be sure to make a swift decision. That's our producer, Brian Schwartz. Crushing it.
I need to make sure all my lineups are good though.
Yeah, you better. You're pretty much out of time here. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Really appreciate it. Great stuff. We'll see you tonight after the games are over, about 8:05 to 8:15.
Oh God, the lines are locked anyway. I'm screwed.
Yeah, you're screwed. You can the 4 o'clock guys. You can still change. So we will see you tonight after the games around 8:10ish p.m. Eastern. Not sure what time we'll start, but come right back here, youtube.com/fantasyfootball today, and check out Fantasy Football Today. All right, good luck, everyone. For Chris,